And of course, my mouse is stuck. That's fun. Oh wait. Can we? Can we? Yeah. No. Yeah. No. Yeah. Okay. And right now I don't hear anything, which could be good or could be bad. Okay, I hear noise now. Just the weird timing.
Current assignment. What assignment? Bess and I are flying to New Orleans for a long weekend of fabulous music, sightseeing, and food. Okay, so I'm also going to visit Ned's friend, Henry Bolet, but only as a favor to Ned. Apparently, Henry's uncle just died, and he had to go down there for a couple of weeks. Ned says Henry's a nice guy, but kind of a loner who might appreciate a little company. So, the first thing I'll do is leave Bess at our hotel in the French Quarter and take a cab out to the mansion where Henry's staying. Ned called him and said I'd be coming. But once that's done, it'll be lazy les bon temps brûlés. The only bad news is the weather's not supposed to be that great this weekend. But what's a little stormy weather when you're in the heart of the Big Easy, right? Right.
We'll see how that goes for her. So this is like one of the first ones where like the case actually like she reads it, which is really really nice. And then our normal how to be a detective.
Before you can start playing, you need to...
I like how I can back out.
As always, your mission is to solve the mystery by stepping into my shoes and deciding my every move. But before you get started, maybe I should explain some of the things you'll be seeing on the screen. On the lower left side of the screen, you'll see icons for the things that I, Nancy Drew, need, like my inventory, journal and task list, cell phone. While on the lower right side of the screen, you'll see icons for the things you as the player need, like options, load, save, and exit icons. The icon...
Yeah.
Hello? Anybody here? Hi, the door was open.
Here, drink this.
What is it?
Something that'll make you feel better. Drink it. Just a couple sips.
Okay.
That's it.
No offense, but yuck.
Don't make her drink any of your weirdo concoctions. Then I really will have to take her to the emergency room.
You just go back to your phone call and leave us be. Don't pay him any mind.
Where am I?
You're at Henry Bolet's house, dear, in the library. He and I carried you in here after I found you unconscious in the foyer.
Why is it so dark in here?
The electricity went out. Lightning must have struck a transformer somewhere. What happened? Can you remember?
Well, the front door was open, so I walked in, and then I saw this... Well, I saw a skeleton. And then he saw me. And then the light started flickering, and he threw something at me that exploded. The smoke must have made me pass out.
You saw a skeleton?
I'm sure it was just someone, wearing a costume or something. I'm Nancy Drew, by the way. I came to see Henry.
So we surmised. I'm Renee Amand. I'm Bruno Bolet's housekeeper. That is, I was. This skeleton that attacked you, perhaps we should call the police.
No emergency room, no police. Things are complicated enough as it is.
Henry's feeling a mite overwhelmed. Well, You are looking much better, so I'm gonna get back to my plant potting. You need anything? I'll be outside in the garden.
I should call them and keep them on hold for 5 hours and see how they like it.
And that's the intro to this one, which is kind of an interesting start.
So, Nancy, nice to meet you. Ned sent you here to check up on me, huh?
He's kind of worried about you, that's all.
Ned's a nice guy. I mean, I really don't know him that well, just from school. But when I mentioned that my only living relative just died, he was all like, "Yeah? How you feeling, man? You doing okay? Wanna talk?" Of course, I guess I do come across as a little needy sometimes.
That's Ned.
Were you very close to your uncle?
Great Uncle Bruno, and no, I wasn't. My parents died in a car crash when I was 8. Since I had no other relatives, he took me in, or should I say he shipped me out. Boarding school, summer camp, military school, college. He may have looked after me, but he never spent any time with me. I didn't know him at all.
Yet you came all the way down here for the funeral?
Not really. Great Uncle Bruno named me executor of his estate, which means I have to make sure all his bills are paid and debts taken care of so his assets can be distributed. Unfortunately, he couldn't have cared less about little things like keeping records or balancing checkbooks. Dealing with his creditors and their lawyers has been an absolute nightmare. So, thanks for stopping by, Nancy. And now you can report back to Ned that I'm fine and go enjoy New Orleans.
I'm sorry, Sieg. I mean, there's always the VOD, but it is a very cool intro. I would totally watch it. Highly suggest it.
No, I can't. Not until I know who that skeleton man was and what he was doing here and why he knocked me out like that. Look, I can understand you're not wanting to call the police, but somebody should investigate. And since playing detective is kind of a hobby with me.
No offense, but are you sure you didn't just pass out from the heat and humidity or something and dream that you saw the skeleton dude?
I'm positive.
Okay, look around all you want. But I should probably warn you, Uncle Bruno was into exotic pets. Didn't believe in cages, so he gave him the run of the place. And just because he's dead doesn't mean they are. So if you're gonna go poking around, be careful.
Exotic pets in New Orleans. Imagine, like, these are the records you keep. Yeah, Skeleman.
Nancy, welcome to my little lantern-lit corner of the world.
It's a little wet out here.
I don't mind. No one should mind the rain. Without it, the end of the world would come much too soon. Did you and Henry have a nice chat?
We talked.
Henry's a very morose, very negative young man. very cunning, too. In fact, I'm fairly certain that he's been selling off Dr. Bolet's belongings on the sly.
What kind of belongings?
Just little things, odds and ends, really. But the lawyers made it very clear that no assets were to be liquidated until all of Dr. Bolet's affairs are settled. According to Dr. Bolet's will, Henry is to get 30% of the estate. Dr. Bolet's physician, Gilbert Buford, gets 30%. Our Lady of Route 57 School of Dentistry and Cosmetology gets 30%. And I am to receive 10%.
What was in that concoction you wanted me to drink after I got knocked out?
Never you mind. It was just a little remedy I brewed up on the spot to help you feel better.
If you don't mind my asking, what's in that little pouch you wear around your neck?
Things. Secret things. Things that give me special talents when special times demand them. People usually laugh when I say this, but this pouch is my connection to the energy that powers the universe.
Oh.
Well, at least
Oh.
you didn't laugh.
Oh.
If you don't like Henry that much, how come you're still here?
I'm here because Dr. Bolet paid me in advance, and I always fulfill my obligations.
I'll see you later.
One more thing. I, too, have seen the skeleton man. After Dr. Bolet passed, that night, I saw him in the hallway. He was there, then he was gone. So you best be careful, Nancy Drew, because if it was Mr. Death, and I truly think it was, he's come back.
Hey, Heartless Shroom, what's up? I love a lot of things about this game. It's really good, but the graveyard drives me nuts. Other than that, I absolutely love it. What's your favorite thing about this one? Just getting the lay of the land. The graveyard puzzle. Some people really like the graveyard puzzle, but I like the idea of it. I think it ends up being very tedious.
To figure out if there's anything camouflaged in that design, I'm gonna need some paper.
Imagine having a state, though, with your own cemetery on it. The puns are amazing. I will say the puns are amazing. So yeah, just exploring the grounds, getting a feel for the land. You know, being a little klepto. My favorite Nancy Drew quality. Oh, I don't want to go there yet. I hate those wasps. Is that really the music I'm hearing? Okay. I love how they have candles everywhere. I'd be nervous like the house is gonna burn down. But like you gotta give him credit. He definitely had a personality to be able to do this. Little map. Little Whomping Willow action right there. Beautiful music. Some eyeballs. See, this game is not for the faint of heart, I will say that. I wonder what this house would look like on a normal day, though. Oh, do I have any... I wrote notes, but they don't make any sense. Oh, I get it now. I wrote B, which I thought meant ball. It means block, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I put left 2. Yeah, now that looks right. Or right 2. Then I put 1 up, which I'm assuming is the ball. Now block right 2. I love my notes, but I also like deciphering my notes. I don't know why. Down 1. Right 2. And then right. And then up. Left. Now the block. 1, 2. Up. 2, 3. One, two, three. 1, 2. Like, how did... Just how? One. Right. Down. Right. Can you imagine having this, like, in your table? Just like, yeah. My guests get bored, so, you know, I make them try to figure out how to get this eyeball out. So the last one it looks like he buried was in 1975. What's this? Okay. Got a little piece of a puzzle here. Why does the house look so wobbly? It's the concoction, definitely. More eyeballs. This game's gonna be a lot of eyeballs. And we're gonna save.
That's the front door, but I'm not leaving until I figure out what Mr. Skeleton Man was up to.
Have at it, Nancy.
Did that. Check. I haven't done that.
Thought I did.
Still have to do that. Still have to do that. Still have to do that. Can't check that off yet.
Look at all the things we already have to do. Just from our general observations. Okay, let's see what Henry has to say.
Yes?
Why is there an empty frame in the gallery in the other room?
Apparently someone stole the canvas. Renee says it disappeared sometime after Bruno died.
What was it a painting of, do you know?
It was of my parents. I think it was painted in the garden out back. Renee doesn't like me. Wouldn't surprise me if she took it out of spite.
Why is there a model of a cemetery in the other room?
Because Great Uncle Bruno used to oversee the cemetery next door. Made that scale model so he could keep track of where everything, or should I say everyone, was. Crafted all those miniature crypts himself. And people think I'm weird.
Family. I know the old save screen was really pretty. I will say that. but it is quicker this way. I will say that as well.
Do you know what this is? I found it in the other room.
Looks to me like some kind of tracing.
I was thinking that maybe my skeleton man left it behind.
Well, I sure don't know anything about it. Anything else?
Is your great uncle's estate worth very much?
I have no idea, nor will I until I get all his affairs settled. He was a dentist for most of his life, so he must have had some money squirreled away. As you can tell, he was darn good at squirreling away junk.
Have you had any of his things appraised?
Somebody from a curio shop came in and took a quick look around, but it wasn't anything formal.
I found this scrap of paper in the fireplace. Do you know anything about it?
No. You always go digging around in people's fireplaces?
Yeah.
Just looking for something that might tell me who that skeleton man was.
Ah. Anything else?
Do you know where I could find some plain paper and maybe some chalk?
Sure don't. Try asking Renee. What do you need chalk for?
It's kind of a long story.
Well, can't help you there either. Sorry.
I'll stop bugging you now.
Awesome.
Hello again.
Have you ever seen this before? I found it by that scale model of the cemetery that's inside the house.
It's a mystery to me. I suggest you ask Henry. He leaves things lying around all the time. I guess it figures I won't notice amid all the other clutter. But I do. I notice everything. How else may I be of service to you?
What can you tell me about the painting that's missing from the frame in the gallery?
Very little, I'm afraid. I didn't notice the picture was gone until after the reception following Dr. Bolet's funeral. I cannot even tell you what it was a picture of.
Do you by any chance have some plain paper and anything like chalk that I could use?
Don't have any chalk, but I certainly have paper. But it's up in my room, and I'm afraid I cannot retrieve it for you until I'm finished here. You get the sudden urge to draw a picture?
Something like that. I know, I'll help you. That way you'll get done faster.
Gracious, you are the picture of impatience, aren't you? Well, I appreciate the offer. But here, why don't you just take this instead? It's an extra key to my room. The paper's in a drawer in my nightstand. Just go on up and help yourself. But make sure you lock the door when you leave, you hear? You I trust. But Henry, him I do not.
I really appreciate this.
She's known me for like 10 seconds. Is it because I said yes to this drink?
And long as you're going up there, my appetite could use a little placating, so I would be much obliged if you would bring me a candy bar from my nightstand. And take one for yourself while you're at it.
I would love to build one of these off the backside of my house. Like, they're just so pretty. Is the house just like lopsided? Like I don't know. That's not the one. We want this one. And since we're up here, we might as well look through all of her personal belongings. Let's go. Hiccup powder. Okay. Okay. I wrote some notes to myself, so let's see if this works. there we go. And I wrote 9. $17. Okay. 5. 8. 12. 11. 13. 14. 18. This is the benefits of using notes. Is that all I get? Okay.
One for Renee. And one for me.
Okay. So I have to do this because I remember this.
Yum. Gosh, these things are good.
Like, who has this many in their house? Like, ever? In the chocolate factory? I swear I remember doing it on this game. Maybe it was a different game.
Yum. Uh-oh.
What's this game? Means he just gets sick from it. The Kringle Bar was like a promotion. They like if you I think it was like if you bought their game for a limited time until they ran out, you could get one. Some people saved them, some people sold them. I was not so fortunate to get one. But if you've ever had a Crunch Bar, they said it was very similar to that. So, which is what I always pictured it was like. I wish they still had it. Oh wait, did I lock it? Do I have to manually lock it? No, okay. Like self-locks.
You bring me that cocoa Kringle bar like I asked?
Right here.
Bless you. I'm so hungry I could devour these plants I'm potting up, dirt and all. How else may I be of service to you?
Whose boat is tied up down there where the bayou comes up to the cemetery? Do you know?
That would be my boat. Comes in very handy when I need to forage for certain swamp-dwelling plants.
Those weird symbols on the wall in your room, do you know who painted them?
I did. Fact of the matter is, there's a spirit living in that wall.
A spirit?
Got a voice that'd send shivers down the spine of Dracula himself. Used to hear it sometimes, in the dead of night, half talking, half whispering, saying this one word I never heard before, like it was from a language no one on earth spoke. And suddenly, I knew. The spirit was trying to cast a spell on me. So I got me a book and found out that by painting the word I heard on the wall, syllable by syllable, in hoodoo signs, I could counteract the word's power. And you know what? The spirit has not spoken that word or any other since.
What was the word?
Darling, a sack full of water moccasins couldn't get me to say that word out loud. Nor will I write it down, no sir. Not ever, ever, ever.
I'll see you later.
Come see me anytime.
So we got paper. I think how we get chalk. Something we'll have to keep an eye out for. I apologize for anyone who does not like buzzing sounds. That's all I gotta say.
That should keep you guys quiet for a while.
Yeah, let's see where we're at with the blah 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 checklist.
I haven't done that.
Yeah, apparently not.
Can't check that off yet.
Apparently not, okay.
Did that. Check. I haven't done that. Did that. Check. Did that. Did that. All done. All done. Still have to do that. All done.
Okay, so we got a lot of things done. Let's say that. See, why does your thing keep changing colors? I just noticed that.
Due to current weather and road conditions, cab service to the greater New Orleans area has been temporarily suspended. We regret being unable to serve you at this time.
That's a pretty bad storm, I'll say that.
Hello, Nancy?
Hey, Ned.
It's about time you called. Did you make it to New Orleans okay?
Yep.
Have you seen Henry?
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure I like the way you said that. Is he okay?
He's fine. Well, he's the executor of his Great Uncle Bruno's estate, which he's not real happy about. But he and his great uncle weren't that close, so he's not grief-stricken or anything.
Well then, are you okay?
Other than being attacked on my way into Henry's house by a skeleton wearing a red ascot and getting knocked out by the smoke bomb he threw at me, I'm fine too.
What?
Let's just say that I've stumbled onto a mystery, and I'm not leaving till I solve it. It's also raining cats and dogs, and there's no cab service, so I'm kind of stuck out here anyway.
Is Bess with you?
No, I told her I'd meet her back at the hotel.
So tell me about this skeleton man.
Well, it was someone in a costume, obviously. He or she was leaning over something in the great room when I walked in and surprised them.
So they threw a smoke bomb at you and ran?
Yeah, I must have interrupted whatever they were doing.
What were they leaning over?
A scale model of the cemetery next door. Henry says his great-uncle Bruno made it so he could keep track of who was buried there. Apparently, Bruno used to oversee the cemetery. And right near the scale model, I found a tracing of some kind of symbol. I'm thinking maybe Skeleton Man dropped it.
Why would Skeleton Man be interested in the scale model of a cemetery?
Good question. Maybe I'll take a real good look around in there and see if I can find out.
Good idea.
I'm still trying to figure out how you got to be friends with Henry.
Well, we're not best friends or anything. Heck, we're not really even friends. I just feel sorry for the guy. I mean, he never hangs out with anyone between classes, and when I'd heard there'd been a death in the family, I just wanted to make sure he was okay all by himself down there.
Don't worry, he's fine. A little strange, maybe, but fine.
That's good to hear.
You know, you're a pretty nice guy.
Yeah, I know.
Right after Henry's great uncle Bruno died, someone stole one of the paintings from his gallery. Just took the canvas and left the frame.
Anything else missing from the house?
I don't think so. At least no one has said anything. Of course, the only people here are Henry and Bruno's housekeeper, Renee. And this house is so full of stuff. Even if something else was missing, it would be ages until anyone noticed.
You think the missing painting ties in with your skeleton man somehow?
Yeah. I mean, I have no idea how it ties in, but my gut feeling is there's some kind of relationship between the two.
Well, if there is, I'm sure you'll find it.
I'd better get going.
Call again, like soon.
I'll try. See ya.
Bye, Nancy.
Hello?
Bess, hi, it's me.
Hey, Nance. I just got back from shopping, which I am happy to report is fantastic here. So, what's going on with you?
A lot.
A lot is in a whole bunch of fun stuff?
Let me start by telling you what happened when I arrived at Henry's house. I walked up to the front door and discovered it was open, so I walked in.
You were knocked out by a skeleton wearing a red ascot?
Someone dressed as a skeleton wearing a red ascot. Although the housekeeper here thinks it really was a skeleton, Mr. Death. But then, she's a little strange.
Do you think it was a burglar?
I'm not sure. I caught him or her sneaking around this scale model of a cemetery. And later, I found a tracing of something right by it. So if I could just figure out what it's a tracing of, and what, if anything, it has to do with that model cemetery, I might be able to figure out who Skeleton Man is.
I know that tone of voice. You're not leaving there until you've done just that, are you?
Actually, I'm not leaving because they've canceled cab service around here because of the rain. In fact, since I can't go anywhere, I'm hoping you can check something out for me. I found some kind of receipt in the fireplace that may or may not be a clue.
What's it a receipt for?
That's what I need to find out. See, it's half burned up. All I can read is the receipt number and the name of the place it's from. Zeke's.
Zeke's? You gotta be kidding me.
Why? What do you mean?
I mean, I'm sitting here on our balcony in the French Quarter looking down at a place across the street called Zeke's.
That's great. So go over there and ask whoever's behind the counter what receipt number 21-3872 is for.
You want me to snoop?
I wouldn't call it snooping.
Forget it. Not gonna do it.
Bess.
I'm not good at that sneaking around stuff, Nancy. I get nervous, my tongue gets all knotted up, my palms sweat, to say nothing of my armpits.
Bess, receipt number 21-3872. Just go in and ask what it's for. No big deal.
Maybe not for you.
Bess, you can do it.
This is not gonna end well, I just know it. Okay, I'll call you as soon as it's over.
I'll be waiting.
I love this. I just love playing with that. Yeah, look familiar? Rollback right there. I figured you would be like that, Sig. Mystical toast! Oh my god, throwback. Does anyone remember when you would buy the special toasters that would just like imprint your favorite like baseball team or whatever on it? I never understood people who bought those, but I knew people who did. Like, it's just toast. It's not that fancy.
Hey, doing a little end of the day shopping, huh? See something you like?
I like everything.
That's what I want to hear. I'm Lamont. This is my place. So if you got any questions, I'm the guy to ask.
Actually, I do have a question. This friend of mine found the number of a receipt that came from this shop, and she asked me to ask you what the receipt is for. But if you're really busy, or you'd rather not, or it's against the rules...
No problem. What's the number?
21-3872.
21-3872. Here we go. That ticket was for a large box of assorted unknown items I bought from Henry Bolet. And, that's all I can tell you.
Is something wrong?
Look, I just don't want to make trouble for anyone, okay?
Can you tell me what was in the box?
It's still in the back room. I haven't had a chance to really go through it yet. Hey, is there something else I can help you with? Beads, hula dolls, old books. Got great deals on all of them.
Seeing as this place is called Zeke's, and it's your place, shouldn't your name be Zeke?
Guy I bought this place from wouldn't sell it to me unless I swore I wouldn't change the name. So I didn't. Funny thing was, his name wasn't Zeke either.
Is Henry Bolet a friend of yours?
No, I met him at the reception at Bruno's house following the funeral. Gave Henry my card, said when he wanted to start liquidating, he should give me a call.
Okay. No heartless room. You don't remember the toasters that would like imprint like whatever you wanted and it would just burn whatever symbol you wanted on the toast?
Did Bruno have a lot of valuable things?
Didn't look like it, but what he lacked in quality, he made up for in quantity. That house of his is filled with junk. He kept everything. For someone in my business, the place is knick-knack heaven.
Maybe I'll have another look around in here.
Take your time.
Oh. I like that. Crying powder. Giggling powder. Itching powder.
Ooh, they weren't kidding.
Stinking powder.
Ew, P.U.
Sneezing powder.
This might come in handy.
Yeah, Bess, get into the klepto. I love this part. This was like my favorite thing to do. Drove me nuts. My favorite thing to do. Why don't I see the one thing I want? Ah, there it is. And goes by the outlet. Ship. Ops the balloon. I think that's right. Yeah, let's see if we got right.
Achoo! There, that should do it. Lamont, could you help me?
Sure, what do you need?
I can't quite reach that bottle up there. Could you get it for me?
Sure.
It's like he did not just see me do this. Oh, man.
Oh no! Oh my gosh! Oh shoot! I'm sorry. I'll go get you something. What do you need?
Nose spray. Back room.
No spray, back room, got it. Cute dog.
Using my notes. Oh,
Whoa,
stop
this is
sneezing.
Weird. I better call Nancy and read this to her word for word.
Wow, Bess, that is weird.
No, I'll tell you what's weird. The box the letter is in is padded, and it has this round indentation in it that's the exact size of a human skull. It's like it used to contain a skull, but now it doesn't.
Did you find anything else?
Yeah, inside the box that this box is in, there's a couple of photographs. One's of a boy and a dog, and the other is of an iguana dressed up like a pirate.
What?
And there's a costume in the box of a skeleton man.
Really?
And did I mention that Lamont was very reluctant to talk about buying this box of stuff from Henry? Said he didn't want to get anyone in trouble, whatever that means.
Sounds like he or Henry, or possibly both, are up to something they shouldn't be. Good job, Bess. I'm gonna poke around here and see if I can find out anything about a skull called the Whisperer. You better go take care of Lamont.
Would you believe it? The guy is still sneezing. He must keep nose spray around because something's wrong with his sinuses. Oh, he's gonna hate me.
Poor Bess. Don't go on vacation with Nancy. That should be the #1 lesson there.
What was that?
That was Uncle Bruno's pet iguana, Iggy. He's always in here stealing paper. He must be using it to build a nest or something. Look, I had all those books arranged so they fit perfectly in that box. Put them back in, okay? I don't have time.
I just want to look through this one book.
Go right ahead, after you put all those other books back.
Which I did not make a note of how to put these back in, so I'm gonna hate myself. Sadness. Definitely something I should have noted. Hit save. Does anybody want to go back in the VOD and see exactly how they were? I definitely remember like looking at it and knowing that's exactly how it went, but I just don't remember. I think he's too tall to be like. Gonna try to make these somewhere over here. Okay. That looks like it fits perfectly. Pasted in the Steam notes. Stream notes. Got it. Discord. And this is why we run Discord at the same time. I wasn't too far off in some ways. What's funny is I made a note to myself in my journal that says, look at books before touching. We see how much I did not pay attention to that. Before I put that back in, I'm gonna make a note of that. Blue times 2. Thick green. This is my notes. This is how they don't ever make sense. Crystal skull. Black book. Green. Blue. Red. Red. Peach. Blue times 3. Red. Red times 2. And then this is green. Oh, look. We all love Professor Hotchkiss. Yay. Aliens! Hi, nerd. What's up? How are you? This is a lot of voodoo. I'm not gonna lie. Thank you, Sieg, for doing that. Definitely helps. I'm gonna go out here so we can use our phone.
Yes, hello?
Hi, my name's Nancy Drew. Is this Professor Hotchkiss?
I am she. Nancy Drew. Your name has a ring to it. Do I know you?
Yes, as a matter
Kind
of
of.
fact, we met a little while back in Wisconsin.
Oh, yes. You were the delightful young lady doling out the samples in the tasting room of that cheese factory. Yum, yum.
No, I met you at Wickford Castle.
That's ridiculous. There was no cheese tasting room at Wickford Castle.
No, we were both guests there. I found a journal written by Marie Antoinette, which you translated. Remember?
Thanks to you, suddenly all I can think about is how wonderful a nice big slab of Colby cheese would taste right now. Listen, Mandy, I'm on a deadline, so if you could please just tell me why you called.
But my name isn't...
Deadline! Let's cut to the chase, shall we? Chop, chop.
Did a man from New Orleans named Bruno Bolet ever call you?
Ah, now there's a name you can remember. Bolet. Nice and French. I'm a scholar of French history, you know.
Yes, I know. So did Bruno Bolet call you?
Indeed he did. Oui, oui.
She can remember his name, but not the person who gave her and translated her journal in which she wrote a book about? Do I not even get mentioned?
Why did he call, if you don't mind my asking?
Because he had read my book, of course. The Crystal Skulls. Fact or fable, one of my best efforts. Sold like hotcakes, smothered in a rich, tangy lemon
My
sauce.
name ain't French.
Do you remember what you talked about?
If memory
That's fair.
serves, we talked mostly about the skull called the Whisperer. He wanted to know if I had learned any more about it since my book was published, which I hadn't, or if I had any theory as to what happened to it, which I didn't.
And that was the extent of your conversation?
Well, now, let me think. My, such insatiable curiosity, Nellie. You remind me of someone I encountered on one of my journeys. But for the life of me, I cannot remember her name or the circumstances.
Nancy Drew? Wickford Castle?
Ah! The eyes have it.
I'm sorry?
That's what Bruno Bolet said when I turned the tables and asked him if he had any idea where the Whisperer was. He said, the eyes have it. Then he chuckled and hung up.
What origin is the name Nancy anyway? Now that I think about that. But yeah, my name's not French, so apparently I mean nothing.
How much would a crystal skull like the Whisperer be worth?
In this crazy day and age, where the shorn hair and used tissues of celebrities get sold for thousands of dollars, there's absolutely no telling, Candy. $500,000 easily. Maybe even $1 million. Maybe 2. Maybe 10. The sky's the limit. Cha-ching, cha-ching.
If someone found a skull made of crystal, how could they be sure it's one of the crystal skulls?
Wonderful question, Francie. How indeed? Because there are sure to be thousands of fakes out there. Perhaps tens of thousands. But remember, the real skulls were made long before the tools commonly used for carving today were invented. Which means, let's put on our thinking caps.
If tests show that a skull is only a couple of 100 years old, then it's a fake?
Ah, would that crystal contained carbon? Because if it did, carbon dating could be used to determine its age, much like carbon dating is employed to determine the age of bones and religious relics. But what is crystal? Quartz. What is quartz? Silicon dioxide. No carbon. No carbon, no carbon dating. No, to determine a crystal skull's authenticity, you must examine it for marks left behind by modern-day tools. Mind you, the marks on a good fake would be microscopic and thus imperceptible to the human eye. However, any thorough laboratory analysis would quickly unmask a counterfeit.
So the only way to prove that a skull is the real deal is by proving it's not a fake?
And by examining its provenance, its history of ownership. If it can be shown that a particular specimen has been passed along from antiquity into modern times and didn't just suddenly appear in, say, Germany in the mid-19th century, that would tend to support its authenticity as well.
In your book, you said that all the people who've ever owned the Whisperer were murdered, yet Bruno Bolet dropped dead of a heart attack.
Are you saying the Whisperer was in his possession after all? The scallywag! Why didn't he tell me that? Oh, that's right, I would have hung up on him. Well, if that's the case, then I strongly suggest you take a close look at his so-called heart attack, Sandy. Because if he owned the skull and he died, I guarantee you it was at the hands of someone else. Or my name's not Beatrice Gertrude Winifred Hotchkiss.
The idea that the Whisperer can make its owner immortal, do you believe that?
I believe that things that defy any so-called rational explanations happen all the time, Nessie. Now, does that mean there are mysterious external forces at work in the universe of which we do not and cannot ever have full knowledge? Or does it all boil down to us? If the human heart desperately wants something to be true, does the human mind have the power to make it true? Who knows? Oh, questions, questions, questions. Oh, how dreary life would be without them.
I'd better go. Thank you.
Rock and roll!
That is a true statement. There are people who experience things like pseudo-pregnancies where they believe they are pregnant until their body actually goes through all the symptoms of gaining weight, lactating even. So it is totally possible. Crazy, but possible.
Still have to do that. Can't check that off yet.
Find the key to the crypt in the cemetery.
Yes?
How did Bruno die, if you don't mind my asking?
Just dropped dead in the front hallway. I mean, the guy was 95 years old. Here, check it out. Myocardial infarction. That's doctor speak for heart attack.
Attending physician, Dr. Gilbert Buford, 504-555-9970. Was that Bruno's doctor?
And his best friend, or so I'm told. I've never met him.
Interesting keychain.
That's one of Uncle Bruno's glass eyes. It's the one he was wearing when he died.
How nice.
Anything else?
How come your great-uncle's crypt is in the garden and not in the cemetery?
Don't ask me. It's kind of weird. Apparently, he built the crypt himself, but he never indicated in his will or anywhere else that that's where he wanted to be buried. I stuck his ashes in there anyway and had the thing inscribed. If that's not what he wanted, too bad.
I'm afraid you're going to be stuck with me for a while.
Let me guess. Because of the big storm that's blowing in. Everyone in the city's freaking out and you can't get a cab.
Bingo.
Person at the bank told me. Just before she put me on hold for 2 hours. Don't worry, we've got plenty of food here. Beds, candles. You're welcome to stay.
I'm going to keep looking around.
Whatever.
You love doing those bingos, see, don't you?
Hello again.
Were you in the house when Dr. Bolet passed away?
I was indeed. I was in the library cleaning when all of a sudden I heard a big thump. I hurried out to investigate, and sure enough, there was Dr. Bolet lying by the front door. And as I rushed over to him, the door opened and in walked Gilbert Buford. He took one look at Dr. Bolet and hollered at me to call 911, so I ran back into the library and did just that. When I came back out, Gilbert was leaning over Dr. Bolet, listening for breathing, I suppose, and then he started pushing up and down on his chest, but it was too late. Even I could tell that Dr. Bolet was gone.
No worries, see.
What was he doing by the front door?
I assume he saw Gilbert coming and was going to open the door for him. Not that there was any need. As you yourself discovered, people around here seldom lock their front doors during the day. But you know, in the back of my mind, I have always wondered about Gilbert Buford showing up at the door at that exact moment.
I understand that Dr. Bolet had some interesting pets, like an iguana.
That man never met a creature he didn't like. He'd train them to do all kinds of silly tricks, then let them run free, inside the house as well as out.
Did he ever teach you how to make them do their tricks?
I never cared to learn. Don't get me wrong. I liked Dr. Bolet, I truly did. But I swear, sometimes his activities made as much sense to me as bathing in a bayou full of gators.
Did Dr. Bolet ever say anything to you about a crystal skull? He may have referred to it as the Whisperer.
No, he never so much as mentioned a crystal skull, whispering or otherwise.
I'll see you later.
Come see me anytime.
Can't check that off yet. Did that. Still have to do that.
We gotta call a doctor.
This is Dr. Gilbert Buford's answering service. How may I help you?
I need to talk to Dr. Buford. Could you maybe give me a number where I can reach him?
No, ma'am, I cannot. Is this an emergency?
Sort of. I mean, it's not a medical emergency. See, I'm only going to be in town for a short time, and Dr. Buford and I have this mutual friend who died recently, and I just really need to talk to him about it.
Need some consoling, huh?
Yes, I need some consoling. That's it exactly.
Well, tell you what. It's against the rules to give you his phone number, but I can tell you that now that he's all but retired, Dr. Buford spends most of his evenings at his favorite gumbo stand down in the French Quarter. If you really need to talk to him, you can probably find him there.
Great. Do you know the address?
It's at the corner of Rampart and Domain.
Did you say Rampart and Domain?
I did indeed. Granny Pumpkin's Cajun Cooking. They make some darn fine gumbo.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, and I'm truly sorry about your loss.
My loss?
That mutual friend of yours and Dr. Buford's?
Oh, right. Thank you. That's very kind of you. Bye.
My loss. Yes, your loss, Nancy. Keep up the charade a little bit longer. Which we all know who is exactly there. Bess is gonna hate us.
Hello?
Hi, Bess. It's me.
So what's been happening? Tell me everything.
Well, let's see. Since the last time we talked, I was just about getting...
Interesting stuff.
But the reason I called is, I need you to talk to this doctor named Gilbert Buford, who, as it turns out, likes to hang out at a gumbo stand called Granny Pumpkin's Cajun Cookin', which should be right across from our hotel.
You just want me to talk to him? That's it? Nothing nefarious? No black ops stuff?
He was Bruno Bolet's doctor, and apparently his best friend, too. I just need for you to see if he thinks there was anything weird about the way Bruno died.
What do you mean by weird?
I mean, I kind of think maybe Bruno was murdered.
Murdered? By whom?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Everyone's a suspect at this point.
Including this Gilbert Buford guy?
Well...
Great, I'm gonna be chatting up Jack the Ripper.
Oh, I'm sure the guy's fine, but be subtle, just in case.
Well, I can see the gumbo stand from our balcony. If he's the guy that's sitting down there, I guess he looks harmless. Okay, I'll go talk to him.
Thanks, Bess. Let me know what happens.
Cheerio!
Why, hello, young lady. How kind of you to grace an old man with your lovely presence.
My name's Bess Marvin. I'm looking for Dr. Gilbert Buford.
Well, it's a pleasure to report that I am he.
Do you mind if I join you?
Of course not. A little lively discourse would brighten this gloomy evening considerably. This here is my favorite spot in the whole city. Delicious gumbo, pleasing view, particularly now, I might add.
I'd like to ask you some questions about Bruno Bolet, if that's okay.
I'd prefer subject matter of a happier nature, but I do not want to seem inhospitable, so what is it you want to know?
Is it true that Dr. Bolet was your best friend?
Well, now, I was certainly his best friend, but I cannot honestly say that he was mine. Fact is, while socializing with my fellow man, particularly with pretty young women such as yourself, has always been a source of pleasure for me, Bruno was just the opposite. Unfortunately, the older he got, the more numerous his idiosyncrasies became, and the less concern about their negative effect upon others he became.
How exactly did he die?
He died of a myocardial infarction, most likely caused by age-related atherosclerosis. Dying of a heart attack is all too common for people who are socially isolated, And Bruno Bolet had most certainly become that.
Did they do an autopsy on Dr. Bolet?
No. Given Bruno's advanced age and the absence of any indication of foul play, an autopsy was deemed unnecessary, and the body was cremated according to Bruno's wishes.
Dr. Bolet's housekeeper says you just happened to walk in just as he was having his heart attack. Is that true?
Indeed it is. I hadn't seen him for a while, so I picked that day to pay him a visit. I walked up to the front door, found it unlocked as usual, opened it, and there he was, lying on the floor in obvious distress. The next thing I know, his housekeeper came running in and started shrieking and carrying on, until finally I sent her out of the room so she could summon an ambulance, and I could once again hear myself think. Well, let's see. Then I knelt down and saw that he wasn't breathing. So I pulled him away from the doorway so I'd have more room to work on him and began chest compressions. I continued until the medics arrived, but nothing they did made a difference either.
Was Dr. Bolet unconscious the whole time?
Yes, he was.
Can you remember anything that might indicate what he was doing by the front door? I mean, had he just come in from a walk? Was he wearing a hat? Was he holding anything? Had he dropped something? An umbrella? Sunglasses?
Wait a minute. Why, yes, he was holding something. A piece of paper. And on the floor next to him was an envelope. He must have collapsed while reading a letter.
Do you know what happened to it?
Now, I know the letter was no longer in Bruno's hand when the paramedics arrived, so perhaps he released the letter when I moved him. And yet, I do not recall seeing it on the floor when they wheeled him out the door. Iggy.
What's icky?
Iggy. Iggy is an iguana Bruno befriended, then turned loose in his home. It soon developed the annoying habit of stealing paper and stockpiling it in the vent system.
Did you see Iggy while you were tending to Bruno that day?
No, but then I rarely ever saw Iggy. Moreover, it would not have been the first time a missing document ended up in Iggy's possession. Renee would periodically call me saying the lizard had absconded with one of Bruno's prescriptions and would I please write her up a replacement. In any case, Bruno once told me he was training Iggy. Said he taught Iggy to retrieve the things it had stolen.
Do you think it's possible that Renee caused Dr. Bolet's death by, say, hoarding the pills from those missing prescriptions and giving them to him all at once?
No. Had he died of an overdose of the medications I had prescribed, the manner of his death would have been quite different. But he died of a heart attack. Of that I am certain. However, I know for a fact that Renee is deeply involved in the practice of hoodoo. And as Bruno's housekeeper, she had ample opportunity to use it against my poor old friend.
You mean hoodoo really works?
Young lady, never, ever underestimate the power of suggestion. If a person believes in something, even on a subconscious level, fantasy can easily become fact. And who knows what rubbish Renee filled Bruno's mind with? Drink this, don't eat that. This brings good luck, that brings bad, day in and day out. Even if he said he didn't believe a word of it, who knows how much his subconscious was absorbing? He was very old and vulnerable. So could Renee have caused Bruno to have that fatal heart attack? There's not a doubt in my mind she could indeed.
Did Dr. Bolet ever say anything to you about owning a crystal skull?
Why, yes. Yes, he did. In fact, he showed it to me once. Said it had magical powers. Said owning it was going to allow him to live forever. I thought it was utter nonsense and told him so. Well, he didn't appreciate that at all. Refused to talk to me for a full 2 weeks.
Do you have any idea where he kept it?
No. He was terrified that someone would steal it from him, so he told no one its location. Not even me. Tell me, Miss Bess, what do you know about that crystal skull?
This friend of mine, who is also a friend of Henry Bolet, you know, Dr. Bolet's great-nephew. Anyway, while she was visiting Henry, she saw this book in Bruno's library about the legendary crystal skulls and was kind of intrigued and thought that since Henry said that you were pretty much Bruno's only friend, maybe Bruno had said something to you about it And as it turns out, he had. That's all I know.
I see. Well, much as I'd like to believe that skull holds the key to immortality, I'm afraid Bruno's passing proves it's worthless. Although it would make an attractive paperweight, as I recall. Tell your friend not to give it another thought.
Guess I'll be running along.
Feel free to drop by anytime.
Evening. What can I do for you?
Ooh, let's get some food.
A bowl of gumbo, please.
There you go.
Doesn't it look like Shorty?
Eat up. There you go.
That was yummy.
It was very yummy. What'd I do with the scraps? You would never eat crawfish? Why?
Sneeze, lady. What's going on?
In all your journeys through the wonderful world of junk, have you ever come across one of those legendary crystal skulls?
What makes you ask that?
You have so many other oddities in here, I was just wondering.
No. I know the legend, of course, and I sure wouldn't mind getting my hands on one of those babies. I mean, I could sell it for a fortune. But no such luck. Funny. I've been thinking about those skulls lately. A lot.
Really? Hey, maybe we got some kind of psychic thing going here. Quick, think of a number between 1 and 10 and I'll try to guess it. You thinking of a number? Okay, 4.
9.
Darn. Guess it was just a coincidence.
Guess so.
That gumbo stand outside? What do you think? Is it pretty authentic?
Outstanding! Just watch the hot sauce. Whatever's in it gives my stomach instant fits.
There's a man sitting at the gumbo stand outside named Gilbert Buford. Do you know him?
We're not close personal friends or anything, but I certainly know of him. Comes from one of the wealthiest and most prominent families in New Orleans. And on top of all that, he's a doctor. Guy's gotta be rolling in dough. Must be nice, huh?
I'm gonna keep browsing if that's okay.
Take your time.
As long as I don't ask for anything with powder. Most meat doesn't look like what it is. Well, that makes sense, but... Oh, look, Bess has a checklist.
Done. Did that. Done. Did that. I can check that off. I still need to do that.
Just talk to him some
Another
more.
question?
Thanks for your time.
I've enjoyed our conversation immensely.
Sadly, I cannot talk to him anymore. I guess we'll call Nancy. Tell her what we know.
Hello?
Hi, Nance. Okay, here's what's been happening at mine.
And that's pretty much it.
Good work. I'll take it from here. Thanks again.
Good luck. Bye.
Call Ned.
Hey, Nancy. How's it going?
Pretty good.
Meaning...
Feel like giving me a hint?
It'd be my pleasure.
Where can I get the key to that big crypt in the cemetery? The one with the interesting carvings on it.
Know the scale model of the cemetery Bruno Bolet kept in his great room?
Yeah?
Well, if you take a real good look at it, you'll see the crypt you're talking about. Figure out how to open it, and you'll be able to open its life-sized counterpart. That tracing you found should help you.
Sounds good. Thanks.
You need anything else? Just call.
We gotta find out where the chalk or whatever we need is hiding. Now, It can't be in the rain, right?
Hello again.
I'd better get going.
Thanks for coming by.
She's got
Well,
nothing to
I'll
say
leave
to
you
us.
to your potting.
Fare thee well.
So it's got to be inside this house. Right, because it would need to be somewhere dry. Because otherwise it'd get wet and we wouldn't be able to use it. Okay. I don't think I came over here last time. But I still don't think I can do anything over here. Okay. Came here. We already know all I can see is the book. We look through the book. Gotta figure out how to use the teeth. We don't know that yet. Teeth wall book thing. I don't even know what to call it. We look through all the trophies.
Yes?
I'll check back with you later.
Sounds good.
I feel like this room we did pretty good. There's something to do with this clock, but we don't know anything about it. We looked over here. I don't see anything right there. Because this is what's holding us up. So we gotta find where this is. We went through all of those. We did the puzzle on the table. I did not do that last time. I will say that. That was where the eyeball was. Got the eyeball. That made music. Okay. Didn't do that last time, but I don't think there's anything different there. We made the tree move. That one had a bone in it. Nothing there. We gotta find... Or maybe even the key to the crypt, because the thing could be inside there. So those are the two things holding us up. That's the bone. It said the key to the crypt was probably in that, so... Aha! That will do it. Okay. We're on a roll again. I don't know why we did that way around, but I did. Okay. We got this one. We got this one. This one. And this one. Now we can open the thing. Okay, so let's see. Raven. Worm. There we go. Now all the way back. You're like a secret agent. Just a girl who went on a vacation and ended up with a mystery. I'm not here. You can cry all you want. Oh, his parents are in here.
This must be the painting that goes in that empty frame.
Now, I feel the right thing to do is probably talk to him about his mourning process, but, we've got a case to solve at the same time, so check on Henry in a little bit, but, you know. Okay, let's see what we got. I have notes. My notes say paintings. TBFMLHAPU. So now I gotta figure out what that means. Banana? Monkey? Lollipop? At X. There we go. Who just randomly has a lens?
Come on, Summer, give me a break here. You never said anything about that. Well, how was I supposed to know? I mean, what am I, telepathic? No, come on, don't get upset. Look, I'll see what I can do, okay? What do you mean, something else? You gotta be kidding me, Summer. I don't have that kind of money. No, I meant, I don't have it now. But I will, soon, okay? Bye. Oh, man.
He's a gold digger for a girlfriend, even better.
Locked, naturally.
Okay. Look at that. I should probably check on him now. He's got girlfriend problems. He's missing his parents. He's dealing with all this stress. I feel bad now.
Yes?
I'll stop bugging you now.
Sounds good.
Or Nancy's just gonna stay out of it. Okay, now we got let's see, we got one. I was about to say, if that spider comes with it, I'm gonna be terrible. Lots of running back and forth. And here we go. Back in. We have at least a raincoat on. Like, all the amount of water we must be tracking in. Okay. We got a key. I'm assuming if I get all of these, I will get an eyeball. I'm assuming also if I get all of the chickens, I'd probably get an Easter egg. I guess. Oh, I gotta do that one all over again now. Need to do that one again. Nancy Drew and the Haunted Ski Ball. I don't think the game liked being called that name. There we go. Ah. Okay. Not gonna want to go where I want it to. Oh, I knew that angle. I was like, oh, that's gonna be bad. Oh, nope. Apparently, I favor that one. Saying. Oh, didn't mean to do that at all. Ooh, a bingo vote. Sounds like Heartless Shroom is very close to victory. Will they taste defeat? Or will they taste these glassed eyes? Oh, no, 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 no! Aww. He's getting so close. Oh my god. Well, at least it landed in that one. Oh, I need that back left corner. Oh my god. Okay, I'll take that. Ooh, interesting. That is what our vote gets. But how close are we to bingo? No, 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 no. Ah! Two more to bingo, huh? Just out of curiosity, where are the other two that you're missing? They're all stuff I have to do. Ooh. Oh, not the middle one. This skee ball. It's gonna be the death of me. Skee ball stress. No, 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 no. Oh my god, I can't get the left. And like, why is Nancy standing this way, by the way? Why am I not over there? Like, who does this? Nancy, at this point, just pick up the ball and put it in the hole. How long did it take you to complete? Just out of curiosity, that speed run. Game. No, it was too hard. No, 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 no. Oh. Okay. One hour and 12 minutes. That's nice. I could not imagine doing this in 1 hour, 12 minutes. Have you ever played like a version where you try to get all the achievements? Come on, come on, come on. No. Someone was working on the route to get it.
This must be where I'm supposed to put all the glass eyes I've found. Let's see how we're doing.
Nancy, no. We don't want to know. I can't look. Wait, was that an eyeball on the back of that, or did I just imagine that? There's an eyeball on the back of that. Well, I guess we know where our next eyeball is. Nancy just bites into one, it's a glass eye. Inside the spider's head, yes, exactly.
There must be another way out. May 31st? That's today.
All good things to know. Oh, this one.
Gotcha.
Normally that takes me a lot longer. I'm very impressed with myself. Gonna have the teeth. Oh, yep, I got this. Ready? Ba, za, lu, ah, di, mu, ta.
Pa, za, lu, pa, di, mu, pa.
That looks like the right name.
Nope. Get away from me. Get away from the skee ball.
Here, Iggy, Iggy, Iggy.
definitely safe. Let's go play the song for the spider. Another eyeball. Okay, let's see what we can check off the list when we back up.
Check. I haven't done that. I haven't done that. I haven't done that. Did that. All done. Did that. All done. All done. Check. All done. Still have to do that. Check. Did that. All done. Can't check that off yet.
Oh yeah, we gotta go get the
Did
book.
that. Did that. Check. Can't check that off yet. I haven't done that. I haven't done that. All done. Can't check that off yet. Can't check that off yet. Still have to do that. I haven't done that. I haven't done that. Still have to do that.
Okay. So.
Hello again.
That shovel over there with the interesting handle, do you think I could borrow it?
Dr. Bolet took great interest in that shovel. Don't know why. He never used it. Just like to see it hanging there. Me, I use it to dig up roots.
I could dig you up some roots.
Right now, I need mushrooms. I was hoping to get 'em picked tonight, but from the looks of all this potting I still have to do...
I'd be happy to pick them for you.
Why, what a generous offer. All right, then. I need 5 painted conchs. They're mushrooms that have got a short, fat stem and a large bell-shaped cap covered with big red dots. You might find 1 or 2 here in the garden, but you'll have better luck in the boggy part of the cemetery. You get me 5, no more, no less, and I'll let you borrow that shovel.
Deal.
You can put 'em in this bag.
On a mushroom hunt.
How else may I be of service to you?
I'd better get going.
Take care, hon.
So let's see.
This has got to be a painted conch.
At least all he did was tap me, right? Like, he didn't kill me. Where is the...
That's gotta be it.
Okay, there's that. I think so, Seed. Why, you want me to trigger it? Just for you, Sieg. Please don't feed the alligators.
Another painted conch. Yes!
Oh, we went that way, we went that way. We're going back this way. This way. There it is. It's like there's two in the garden somewhere.
Did you pick me those mushrooms yet?
Sure did.
Well, bless your heart, you did it.
Actually, picking the one growing on the log sticking out of the swamp was a little hairy.
Oh, my. I forgot to warn you about Bernie, didn't I?
If by Bernie you mean the alligator that almost had me for dinner, yeah, you did.
He's another one of Dr. Bolet's pets. He'd kick that log to get Bernie's attention, then feed him marshmallows. Problem is, now that gator leaps up and snaps every time someone so much as touches that log. I should have said something, but I've gotten so used to Bernie, I just plain forgot. Anyway, feel free to help yourself to that shovel. You earned it.
Sounds like she's trying to kill us, you know, that's what
I'll
it
see you
sounds
later.
like.
Take care, hon.
Okay. Yes. I agree.
I don't want to bug those wasps again unless I absolutely have to.
We do, Nancy. We have to get more kumquats or whatever they are. Blah, 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 blah. We now know the teeth password. Actually, start on the bottom. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. And the top half is 5. 6, 7, 8. Another eyeball for our collection. We need to get that book that's in here too. The Eye of the Beholder. Check in on him.
Yes?
Do you think I could borrow your keychain? The one that has Bruno's glass eye on it?
You want to borrow it? What for?
Actually, all I really want is the eye. I mean, it's just so cool.
What if you break it?
If it's on a chain, it can't be that fragile.
I don't think I want to take that chance. Sorry.
The box of your great uncle's things that you sold to Zeke's curio shop, that was a no-no, wasn't it?
What box of things? I don't know what you're talking about.
I checked out that half-burned receipt from Zeke's that I found in the fireplace.
Well, somebody screwed up somewhere because I haven't sold anything to anybody. Why would I sell one lousy box of stuff when I'm about to inherit a whole house full of stuff? Get real.
You sold it because you needed some quick cash in order to keep Summer happy, didn't you?
How do you know about her?
Playing detective is actually a lot more than a hobby with me. I could make a lot of trouble for you, Henry, but if you come clean, tell me about Summer.
She's this girl I'm in love with.
Yeah.
I think she loves me back, but she's so unpredictable it drives me nuts.
Sounds like she just wants your money, dude.
How is she unpredictable?
I never know what's gonna make her happy. Like, just before I left, I took practically every bit of cash I had and bought her a bunch of CDs. You know, to keep her occupied while I was gone, right? Well, soon as I get here, she calls and says her sound system just went bluey and I had to buy her a new one because what good were the CDs I bought her if she couldn't play them? So then
you threw a bunch of Bruno's things into a box and sold it to that curio shop.
Yeah, I wired her the money, but then she called and said she also needed new headphones. Next call, it was new speakers. And now she expects me to buy her a flat-screen TV. When I try to talk to her about always wanting more like that, she gets really mad. But I'm afraid if I don't give her what she wants, I'm afraid she'll dump me. And I couldn't take that. I mean, she's the only girlfriend I've ever had. Ever will have, probably. Look, you don't need to go telling Renee or any of those lawyers about selling that stuff, right?
You deserve so much better.
I can't just ignore what you did, Henry.
I know. You still want the glass eye? Take it. Go ahead. It's all yours. You want something, I want something, take it and we're even, okay?
Well, it's not like you sold off half the estate or anything.
$300. That's all I've gotten out of his estate. I swear. Go on, take it.
Still a certain amount of money, though.
I was naughty, but from now on I'll be nice, I promise.
Do you know anything about the crystal skull that was in that box of junk you sold to Zeke's?
There wasn't any crystal skull in that box.
Are you sure? It would have been inside another box.
Well, I did throw in some smaller boxes. Like I said, I was just grabbing stuff. Was it valuable?
All I really know for sure right now is that it's missing.
Great. Be just my luck to have sold something that wasn't junk to that glorified trash collector.
I'll check back with you later.
Groovy.
Okay, let's see. We got the clock. Oh, wait. Oh. 3, 5, 8, 2, 11. Now let's see. 12. 7. 10. 3. 2. 1. We're collecting eyeballs like it's candy. So, 12, 8, 10, 4, 9, 11. We got those eyeballs. What else we got? We did the spider. Can I enter this way? I guess not. We've got we gotta put the coin in here.
Iggy, come here, Iggy. Got something for ya.
Okay, time to play dress up with Iggy. Another eyeball. And now that we've done that, we should be able to get more cards. I have no idea what they are.
Hello again.
Nice talking to you.
Come see me anytime.
I went too far. It's this way. I hate these. It gets harder with each one.
I don't want to bug those wasps again unless I absolutely have to.
Oh, Nancy, why can't we stockpile them?
All done. Can't check that off yet.
Why am I doing that? I need to go this way. Yeah, let's see where we're at with eyeballs. Get in there. Did those, we did those. We're gonna give Iggy
Here, Iggy, Iggy, Iggy.
more fruits.
Come and get it, Iggy.
We are gonna dress him up as a mailman. Go get us the letter, Iggy. Blah, 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 blah. Call that number. Calling the authenticator.
Yeah?
Is this Milo Research and Technology?
This is Chaz, Milo. Service forwarded your call to my cell. What do you want?
Are you all right?
I'm at the gym. On the treadmill. It's called multitasking.
Well, about the letter you sent to Dr. Bolet, you know, where you told him the skull was a fake, I was just wondering...
I never told him that.
Never told him what?
I told him that skull was authentic.
No, you said in the letter the skull was carved using modern instruments.
I said all the tests I ran proved the skull had been hand-carved and hand-polished. Probably took decades to make.
But the letter Dr. Bolet got said just the opposite.
Then the letter he got must not have been the letter that I wrote.
Are you saying the crystal skull is real?
Hey, I'm not saying it's magic or anything. I'm just saying it wasn't made using 19th century, 20th century, or 21st century technology. Hey, look, I'm gonna hang up now. If I try to talk anymore, I'm gonna pass out.
Just one more question. Did you send that letter saying the skull was authentic to anyone else?
No, just Dr. Bolet. I heard he died recently. Good thing I filled him up front.
Yeah, well, thanks for your help.
No problem.
Yeah. Got that scavenger hunt we gotta work on. Nope. I need to get to Sorrow Park. This is Slumber Gardens. Links. All will say the same.
Looks like the right name.
No, not that one. Is it this one? Gardens. I wish I remembered the map. That's all I gotta say. I came from this direction, right? Came from that direction. That's the crypts. Not that one. Oh my god, where is Slumber Park? Sorrow Park. There we go. I was reading my notes wrong. Okay.
There. I'm no dummy. That looks like the right name. Let's hope Neil is lying down by now. Bingo. Smells right to me.
Okay.
That doesn't make sense. That can't be right. Hopefully this will givens me a clue.
Cheese and 40 winks. Okay, well, since we're over here, we might as well do this. So it says. One, two, east, one, south, one, two, three, west, one, two, north, one, two, west, one, two, three, south, one, two, three, east, one, north, one, two, east, one, north, one, two, three, east, one, two, three, four, south, one, two, three, four. 5, west 1, 2. My shovel. All that for an eyeball. This way. Slumber. I want to say there's nothing this way, right? Yeah. That's dead end. There it is, 40 winks. Got it. Same name as my dog at 10, moved from his grave and buried again. That's withering roots. I don't think it was either of those yet. Apart. Sleeping meadow. Interesting. I wrote withering roots, but I think I have an idea.
Hello?
Hi, Bess. How you doing?
Great. I just took a nice, luxurious bubble bath and I'm ready to boogie. When are you coming back here?
That's still kind of hard to say, but listen. Remember that old photo of a boy and his dog you said you saw in that box of stuff Henry sold to Lamont?
Yeah?
Did it look like it was maybe taken in the 1920s?
That's exactly what it looked like. Why?
Because I need to find out the name of Bruno Bolet's dog. And if that boy was Bruno, then that was probably his dog. Was there any writing on the picture?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I think it said Bruno.
That's all it said? Just Bruno?
No, it said Bruno but whatever came after and was hidden by the frame.
I really need to know the name of that dog.
Oh, no. No, you don't. No more snooping.
Bess, just get into that box again and see if the dog's name is on that picture. That's all I want you to do.
How? I can't just go waltzing into Lamont's back room.
And he's for sure as heck not gonna fall for that sneeze contraption again.
There must be some other way you can distract him. Please, Bess? I can't tell you how important this is. You gotta do this for me. Please?
Absolutely, unequivocally, for the last time, no. Who am I kidding? We're not gonna have any fun here until you solve this mystery, and since you can't do that until I do this... Okay, I'll sneak into the back room and take another look at that photo. I mean, I will if I don't screw up.
Think positive, Bess. You're gonna do fine.
You bet I am. In fact, I'm not going to call you again until I have seen that picture. I'm going in.
You go, girl.
I see. Now would be a good time to run the poll. who we think the baddie is.
Hey,
You know, I still feel guilty about that sneezing thing, so how about I go and get you a nice big bowl of gumbo?
just so happens I'm starving, so hey, you got a deal.
Great. I'll be right back.
This poor guy.
What looks good to you?
Can I get a gumbo to go, please?
Dive in.
Poor guy.
That my gumbo?
There you go. Enjoy.
Uh-oh. Oh, you're gonna have to excuse me.
I can't leave yet. I still have to see if the name of Bruno's dog is on that old photo. Uh-oh. I better get out of here.
Grant? The dog's name was Grant?
That's what it said on the photo.
Kind of a weird name for a dog, huh?
Yeah, well, Bruno Bolet was kind of a weird guy. Hey, thanks a lot, Bess. You've been a huge help.
I'll tell you, being sneaky takes a lot out of me. I'm exhausted.
I still don't know when I'll get back there, so just kind of hang loose, okay?
Story of my life. Call me if you need me.
I will. Bye.
Imagine going on a trip with someone and you spend no time with the person you came with. I'd be miserable. Whoa. Did I set some weird glitch off? Because there's right now 2 Nancys on my screen. That was weird.
Hello again.
I'd better get going.
Thanks for coming by. Something else?
Nice talking to you.
Fare thee well.
Can't check that off yet. All done. All done. All done. Did that. Can't check that off yet. Check. I haven't done that. Can't check that off yet. Check. All done. Check. Did that. All done. Did that. All done. Check. Did that. All done. Check. Can't check that off yet.
And now it's time to dress Iggy up as a pirate, so we're gonna need another one of these. They wake up a lot faster now. No, 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 no. Oh, come on. Oi.
Here, Iggy, Iggy, Iggy. Iggy! Oh, Iggy!
Okay, pirate time. So we got a pirate hat. We got a nice pirate collar. And we got a swashbuckling sword. Gotta love the sword, right? I gotta go play with those feathers in the garden.
Yes?
I'll let you get back to work.
Awesome.
Okay, let's try that again.
All done.
Snack time.
I haven't done that. Check.
Okay, see. Snack time, just for you. I'm curious. Hold on. I tried something new. Okay. Ah. Okay, snack time. What do we got? We have two things left, Sieg. Potato chips that apparently taste like fried eggs. Or spicy mango gummies. You decide. Yeah, those are my options. Egg? Okay. This is supposed to taste like fried egg flavored potato chips, is what it says. It's gluten-free, if anyone would like. I always sniff them as soon as I open it, and I feel like I don't want to do that this time. I'm just saying. It's glued. Oh God. What? See, I think I have sounds muted, so you might not hear that. Nope. Okay, I'm gonna read first this time. And eat second. Yeah, I think it's just a chatting thing. Yeah, I have to fix that, but I can refund your points there, and I gotta figure that out. One thing at a time. Figuring things out. Fried egg and sea salt flavored chips. Fresh from the pan favorite. Gooey inside, crispy outside. Such a classic Spanish fried egg. Carefully prepared to achieve this perfect balance. Want it on the secret? Crack an egg into a extra hot olive oil. Turn the heat down to medium low. Then spoon some oil over the egg as it cooks. Or even easier, chomp on these potato chips. They may not be gooey like real eggs, but they've got all the rich, savory flavor. They're eggs extraordinary, to say the least. I can't even use my punchline thing. You could do Mystic Tells a bad joke, even though the book made me do it. Looks like a normal chip, like a kettle chip. Oh God, I have such a bad feeling for this. Oh God, it tastes like raw eggs. Nope. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God, that was nasty. You ever know what? If you ever wanted to picture eating sulfur. That was awful. Oh my God. I can't. No. Yeah, no. We're gonna go back to the game because, yeah. Yeah, we're going back to the game. No. Nope. Nope, nope. Oh, I think some of it's stuck in my teeth. Oh, that's even gross. Oh my God.
I haven't done that. Did that.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of like that. Oh my God. Ugh. It would've. I would've. I will work on it, see. One thing at a time. I need to call Bess again.
A librarian's tale. Something Bruno Bolet wrote in that Tired Eyes book mentioned the librarian's eye. Can't check that off yet. Here we go. A librarian's tale.
Okay, what do we got? We've got 1, 5, 4, 0. Okay, we've got that, we've got that, we've got that. Trucking right along. How many eyes do we have now? 20. How many are we supposed to have is the question. So we're missing 5 of them.
Hello?
Hi, Bess. Listen, you busy?
Why?
I need you to do something for me.
What?
I need you to infiltrate the meeting of the Jolly Rogers crew that's about to be held at Rampart and Dumaine, which has got to be right near Zeke's. You're going to have to look around for it. Now, to get into the meeting, you'll need to put on that skeleton man costume you saw in the back room. And once you're in the meeting, you'll need to listen for the name that opens the meeting so you can tell me what it is, okay?
No.
Bess, I know you don't like to do stuff like this, but this is really, really, really important, and it'll be the last thing I ask you to do. I promise.
Oh, all right. I don't suppose it would do any good to point out that the curio shop is closed.
You'll find a way in. Oh, and if anyone at the meeting asks, the password is Scuttled Bones.
Okay, I'll give it a shot.
That's the spirit.
Good.
Can't check that off yet. Done. Haven't done that yet.
What's the password?
Password? Right. Let's see. Scuttled Bones.
Better hurry, we're just about to start.
I love this part.
Welcome, my fellow Jolly Rogers.
that
We
voice.
have several pressing matters to discuss this evening, so let us begin. As you may or may not have heard, certain city officials are attempting to deny us the right not only to gather in public places during the Mardi Gras season, but they have also seen fit to...
Shoot, I forgot to turn off my cell phone.
It seems we have an uninvited guest. Get him!
Not here! Not here!
Let
Why, it seems our trespasser is of the female variety. Let's have a look.
That's right. You know me and I know you, Dr. Buford. And I also know that you were the one who attacked my friend over at the Bolet mansion today. And if you don't tell me why right now, I promise you, you are going to be in one big world of hurt.
The young lady's clearly upset about something. Clarence, take over the meeting while I try to find out why she's making all these crazy accusations.
They're not crazy and you know it.
I will tell you everything, Miss Marvin, in private.
And he did. He told me everything, Nancy. I bluffed him into confessing. You would have been so proud of me. Oh, and before I forget, the name they chanted at the start of the meeting was Jean Lafitte.
Jean Lafitte. Great. Now, what did Dr. Buford tell you?
Okay. First off, he said that with his dying breath, Bruno Bolet directed him to steal the painting of Henry's parents and lock it up in Henry's parents' crypt. Bruno seemed to think that way Henry would wind up with the crystal skull instead of somebody else.
So Dr. Buford dressed up in his skeleton man costume, stole the canvas, and hid it in the crypt like Bruno asked.
That must have been when Renee saw Mr. Death.
But then, Dr. Buford had second thoughts and decided to heck with Henry. He wanted that crystal skull for himself. So this afternoon, he dressed up in his skeleton man costume again and snuck into Henry's house so he could get the key from that mini cemetery and retrieve the painting he'd left in that crypt, knowing the painting would somehow lead him to the skull.
Only I walked in on him and ruined everything.
Right. And now that we're onto him, he says he no longer wants the skull. He's embarrassed that he allowed his superstitious side to get the best of him and says whoever finds the skull is welcome to it. At least that's what Dr. Buford said. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh what?
I told him you were looking for the skull.
That's all right.
Actually, I told him you were on the verge of finding it.
Why would you tell him that?
I don't know. I got carried away. So if he lied to me, and he really does still want the skull, then he might come after you. He left right after we talked, and I don't think he went back into that meeting. What if he's on his way over there?
Don't worry, I'll be fine. Why don't you just... Whoa, that bolt of lightning was huge. Anyway, why don't you just go relax, and I'll be back at the hotel before you know it, okay? Bess? Hello? Bess, you there? Nope, she sure isn't.
No mention that her friend got, like, kidnapped. We'll leave that part out. And we're still missing a couple eyes. So we gotta figure out which ones we're missing. Not the one that was in there. Did the one that was there. Not the one that was in there.
Did that. Check. Did that. Still have to do that.
Now figure out what to do with the master key.
Check.
That.
All done.
Hi, Nancy.
Hey, Ned.
What's going on?
Think you could give me a hint?
You bet.
Nah, forget the hint. I'll call you later, okay?
Adios.
I think. How do we find these last couple eyes? We have 4 that are missing. And I have no additional notes in my notebooks. So whatever I'm missing. Let's see. What about master key? What does it look like?
Yes?
I'm going to keep looking around.
Awesome.
We can dress him up as a clown, but I want to say that was an Easter egg.
Hello again.
I think I found the letter that Dr. Bolet was reading when he had his fatal heart attack. Iggy the iguana had taken it. Apparently, Dr. Bolet did have a crystal skull and believed possessing it would make him immortal. So he had it tested, and the lab sent him its findings in this letter. Read the second paragraph.
My analysis showed that the skull, while made of remarkably pure crystal, was carved using modern instruments. In layman's terms, the skull is a fake.
My guess is Dr. Bolet believed in the skull so completely that when he read it was a fake, he was totally devastated, and his heart just stopped. But what I don't quite understand is, why did you tell me you didn't know about the crystal skull when this letter indicates you did?
All right. Dr. Bolet told me about the skull. As you said, he believed with all his might owning that skull was the reason he was still going strong at 95. I lied to you because, well, for one thing, Dr. Bolet swore me to secrecy. And for another, he kept the skull hidden. And up until just this minute, I wanted to be the one who found it.
What made Dr. Bolet decide to have the skull authenticated?
Getting the skull tested was my idea. When Dr. Bolet told me about it, I was skeptical and that troubled him. So I helped him find a private laboratory where we could take it so any and all doubts would be dispelled once and for all. I certainly did not anticipate that the truth would result in his keeling over and dying like that. Well, now that I too know that the skull's a fake, I can stop fretting over its whereabouts. In fact, I should probably thank you and Iggy for setting me straight.
Nice talking to you.
Fare thee well.
That's a good question. I'm missing eyeballs. They're gonna be in like super obvious spots too. I just feel it. Here's the thing. There it is. 5, 10, 15. So eyeball number 20, 21, 22, and 23. Yeah, 20 through 23. Twenty is in the garden, okay. It did say I didn't find everything I was supposed to in the garden. That was part of like Nancy's like thing. I don't know why it lets me zoom up on those plants. It makes me think it has something. Does it say where in the garden? Like pulling up plants or something? Oh, that makes sense. The master key that I got. Got it. I like looked at it too, and I'm like, I'll have to go back and like figure out how that works. Okay, now we have all the eyeballs. Yep, I saw the sign. Here. Okay, so the last part of my notes. So down, right, left, down, down, up, down, right, right, left, right, down, 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 left, up, left, right, left, down, right. That bottom mill I needs clear some. Needs something. Okay, so the rod, the hand, and this eyeball thing. So we got the rod. The shovel piece. his ashes down here?
Nancy? That you in there? Goodness sakes, gal, what on earth have you gone and done?
The lid's closing and I don't know how to stop it.
Here, I'll pull you up. Toss what you're holding up here, then give me your hands. Come on, you best hurry.
Here it comes. Renee, a little help, please?
The crystal skull. After all that scheming, how do I finally get it? Why, this nice little Yankee gal just hands it to me.
Renee, help me. Hurry, please.
Thank you, Nancy. Bye now.
No, you've got to help me. Renee! Renee!
It's like trying to see them in the flash with the lightning. Good thing it was not airtight.
Renee, hold it right there. That skull isn't yours. This ain't nothing of the fact that you just tried to bury me alive.
The skull is mine. It wants to be mine. Yes, I did my share of scheming to get it. I got Dr. Bolet to go to the authenticators, then switched the letter they wrote saying it was real with one I wrote saying it was fake, in hopes that Dr. Bolet would just hand it over to me. Yes, my plan failed, and yet, here we are. I have the skull. Why? Because it knows that I will fulfill its destiny.
Bruno Bolet wanted Henry to have it. That's why he had Gilbert Buford steal that painting and hide it in Henry's parents' crypt. Because he hoped that way Henry would eventually find it.
Henry's a fool. If he ever got his hands on this, he would just turn around and give it to that trashy girlfriend of his. Dr. Bolet, he just wanted it because he was terrified of dying. Gilbert Buford, too. And that Lamont fella, he just wants to sell it to the highest bidder. But me, my motives are pure. I am going to protect it so it can rendezvous with all those other skulls. I'm going to be right there when they start conversing, and all the mysteries of the universe are forever solved. Bye now.
Oh, I wanted to hear the end of her speech. Maybe Bernie can help.
Renee, hold it right there. That skull isn't yours. To say nothing of the fact that you just tried to bury me alive.
The skull is mine. It wants to be mine. Yes, I did my share of scheming to get it. I got Dr. Bolet to go to the authenticators, then switched the letter they wrote saying it was real with one I wrote saying it was fake, in hopes that Dr. Bolet would just hand it over to me. Yes, my plan failed, and yet, here we are. I have the skull. Why? Because it knows that I will fulfill its destiny.
Bruno Bolet wanted Henry to have it. That's why he had Gilbert Buford steal that painting and hide it in Henry's parents' crypt. Because he hoped that way Henry would eventually find it.
Henry's a fool. If he ever got his hands on this, he would just turn around and give it to that trashy girlfriend of his. Dr. Bolet, he just wanted it because he was terrified of dying. Gilbert Buford, too. And that Lamont fella, he just wants to sell it to the highest bidder. For me, my motives are pure. I am going to protect it so it can rendezvous with all those other skulls. I'm going to be right there when they start conversing, and all the mysteries of the universe are forever solved. Ah!
Oh, that poor alligator.
No, come back!
Where's the crocodile?
Renee burst into tears and sobbed as Bernie swam away with a crystal skull. It made me feel sorry for her for about 2 seconds. After all, while she may not have meant to cause Bruno's death, she certainly meant to cause mine when she left me sealed up in that crypt. It felt good to turn her over to the police. Later that night, Dr. Buford came over and apologized for knocking me out with that smoke bomb and for allowing himself to think, even for a moment, that Bruno's crystal skull was anything more than a pretty piece of quartz. To make up for his shameful behavior, he insisted on taking Bess and me on a grand tour of New Orleans. Seeing the city through the eyes of someone who loves it as much as Dr. Buford was truly special. He invited Henry too, but Henry declined. He was still trying to process the fact that his great uncle wanted him to have the skull. Henry always thought that to Bruno he was nothing more than an annoying family obligation, someone Bruno couldn't care less about. Yet Bruno's request of Dr. Buford, made with his dying breath, proved that he did care about Henry. Apparently, and unfortunately for Henry, Bruno was the type of man who just couldn't bring himself to say such things out loud. As for Lamont, when he heard what happened, he closed his shop, bought enough marshmallows to fill a swamp boat, and has been scouring the bayous ever since, kicking every log he comes to in hopes of finding Bernie and the crystal skull inside him. But Bernie has yet to turn up. Maybe the skull didn't agree with him. Maybe swallowing it caused him to stop associating the sound of a kicked log with yummy sweet things. In any case, the Whisperer has disappeared, lost to the world once again, which is totally fine by me.
And that's that. Summer. So this is the first one where you kind of get these like meta awards. I don't know. No Clue Left Behind we got for discovering the truth behind Bruno's purloined letter. Sweet Tooth for eating too many Cocoa Kringle bars. Yeah, so you can unlock all the achievements starting with this game. Trying that spicy gumbo. We didn't try the spicy gumbo, but we tried all the other things. Never meeting a gumball you didn't like. I did not eat all the flavors of gumball, so we didn't get that. For showing those pesky, yeah, for killing the wasps. Let's just leave it at that. Chit Chat Champ for never missing an opportunity to chat someone up, which we did. Miss that, which is fine. Dummy Dearest for spending way too much time with the creepy dummy. Marble for solving the square and marble puzzle in record time, which we use their notes. The Powder Puff for nosing around all the powders in Zeke's shop, which I absolutely love. The Easter egg, and for finding all 3 Easter eggs. So there's definitely one with the skee ball. There's one if you put Iggy in the, I think it's the clown costume, and I don't remember what the third one is. And for guessing the correct answer on our trivia question. So woo! You never have enough Cocoa Cream. I think Nancy proved us otherwise.